what have you heard about, like, rumors surrounding E-triples?
Okay, I've heard rumors that there's so many E-triples this year because, A, the incoming class is, like, so huge. Like, we're the biggest class they've had in a couple of years. And 2, I heard that rent went up in Seattle, so all the seniors that would have moved off campus didn't. And then, so they stayed, so then they bumped the juniors down to back where they stayed last year. And so it's just, like, they couldn't move anyone up the food chain of housing.
Because they do it by credits.
Because they do it by credits.
There's a lot of sophomores in, like,
There's a lot of sophomores in
stuff
camp.
because they couldn't move.
And I'm just expecting that to stay like that for the next couple of years. I mean, if
Yeah.
rent is going up, especially because Seattle is such a growing city, and if incomes grow, then rent grows. So I'm just expecting it to be like this for the next couple of years.
Yeah, well, I know they have bought another building, but it has 45, like, places, like apartment style type things. And I'm guessing that's gonna be for upperclassmen.
Probably.
So,
Well, yeah, and that makes sense. Like, I think it's a good idea to have the sophomores and freshmen stay on campus, like in the dorm rooms, because we have a multiple amount of options. We have Xavier Hall, Bellamy, Chardon, and now in Campion as well.
But I feel like that doesn't make a lot of sense for them to be buying like buildings for upperclassmen because upperclassmen have more of an ability to find
the
off-campus housing, whereas we, as the lower-classmen, have to live on campus. So they should. I feel like their first priority should be having enough space for all of the underclassmen, especially because they don't allow us to move off campus as sophomores. They have to have us be on campus for 2 years. So shouldn't they be putting more rooms for the people that are going to be here longer and don't have the option to move off campus? Like, that doesn't make sense to me as to why they're buying more apartments for the upperclassmen before they buy more dorms for the underclassmen. Sorry, that's a little
no, that makes sense.
No.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
What was another rumor? I don't know. Oh, another rumor that I heard was that, like, yeah, the whole, like, there's more E-triples than ever before, and now, and then I know that you have, like, you went to all the rooms in Campion and, like, tallied them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so you were saying that there's these many rooms with only one person, and then there's these many rooms with three people in them, and then there's a whole bunch of doubles. And I was really surprised at that, the statistics of that. And it was just interesting to see that, like, in fact, there's not that many triples anymore.
But I think that also goes to show that, like, how many people have left. Because, like,
Yeah.
I know on our floor, a ton of people left. Like, the room next to me was an E-triple, and all 3 of them left after first quarter, and now there's 2 new people in there. So I think it's, like, I think that first quarter is always going to be the worst because there's so many E-triples because everyone's going to college, and then maybe they realize that, like, after a quarter that they don't want to be so far away from home, or they realize that maybe I don't want to go to college, or they think that I'm going to take some time off. So I think that, like, because you took the survey this quarter, it was probably much different from the first quarter.
Yeah.
We had a ton of people move out on our floor.
Oh, and that's totally true.
And at the beginning of the year, there were a lot of people, at least I know on my floor, that had their own rooms. It was just like singles because their roommate had decided not to come before the school year had even started. So they got to have the entire first quarter with their own room because their roommate didn't show up, and it was too late for housing to put somebody in there with them during the first quarter.
So do you feel the price compensation for an E-triple from a double is worth it?
No,
No.
it is
No.
not that. It's like
not.
500 less or something
Yeah.
like that. That's like a lot. I feel that's not a lot. Like, I feel like it should be more. I mean, you're being squished in. You have so many more difficulties and problems and things you have to overcome with a third roommate.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're always given sort of like the butt of the stick. Like, you're not really
Price
given.
break is not.
It's
Like,
not
you're
something.
that's all you're given. It's not like you're given something else for compensation that's not money wise.
Yeah.
It's just like, I understand that, like, it is less, but I mean, still, I feel like it's not really that
It's
worth it.
no, like, because I had to move out because, like, I have my own, like, mental issues as well, and the price break's not gonna fix that. Like that extra like $500 a year is not gonna compensate me for the amount of times that I wanted to be able to just sit in my room and cry and call my mom, but I couldn't because my other roommate was in there. Or the times that I wanted to just like bring people over, but I couldn't because there was no space. Like it's just, it doesn't make any sense.
Listen, we're all in debt already. Like we might as well just accept it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be okay. Like that $500 is not gonna make or break us at this point because we're all pretty much in debt. So I think that the price does not even, it should not. But I think the only good thing about E-Triples is when you do go home, you value so much more.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time when I went home for Thanksgiving, I stood in the shower and I just stood there because I'm so happy that I didn't have shoes on
Shower
my feet.
shoes.
And then I plopped on my bed. Like I would actually fly like onto my bed and just sit there and just lay there.
Being
and
able to have the
relax.
lights on until like 1 o'clock in the morning was like what I did, and like I watched Netflix with the lights on, without my headphones. You know, I got to like, oh my god, that was like the biggest thing for me was going to bed and being able to turn the lights off when I wanted, and I could turn off the lights because all I had to do was hop out of bed, walk like 2 steps to the light switch, and turn them off instead of having to like crawl
Run
across
down.
my bed, scale down the ladder. The side of my bed while trying to like not move the bed because you know my roommates sleep and we share a bed and I shake it when I climb up. Because those things are not very sturdy. I'm just gonna say that now.
So, like, I mean, I don't think anyone really likes an E-Triple. Like, no
No.
one will genuinely say that they like it.
No
Because, I mean,
one
when
would
you
want
say,
one next
I mean, when you share, like, oh, I have an E-Triple, to someone else who has an E-Triple, you're like, oh, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
telling it
I'm
to someone with a
sorry.
double.
Yeah, it's like
they're like,
double.
oh, I'm so sorry. Like,
You're
no
like, you
one
don't
likes
understand.
One. No one wants one.
It's like the
Yeah.
price compensation is nice, but it's no. I would next year I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll do an E-Triple again because it's
no way.
it's not enough to make me be like, yeah, I'd do it again because I probably would.
Never again.
You're on top of each other all the time. I lucked out this year with great roommates, but what if I get like terrible roommates next year?
Yeah.
That'd be awful, especially your sophomore year.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Fix it,
of course.
SU.